And they're coming to town right here at Seville Country Club, Craig. And the LPGA tournament, the Ford Championship, is going to be here in about 10 days, and I'll be down there filming and going and doing, and it's going to be great. Can't wait to see the LPGA Tour come back. And then, of course, the Epson Tour is coming in May at the TPC in Scottsdale at the Champions Course. And this golf tournament is the Carlisle, Arizona Women's Golf Classic. Our own Carlisle company from here in Phoenix is going to be sponsoring this golf tournament. We've got a $400,000 purse right there at the TPC Champions Course. I'm going to go out and do some filming, promoting them on the radio show. I've got some social media things happening, a lot of live reads. Going to have a couple players I'm interviewing from the Epson Tour. So great things happening and lots of cool stuff going on with my television show. Mike Boland, adaptive golfer from Discount Tire, now a podcaster and a professional stand-up comedian. Big event coming up. I'm going to have Mike on here in a couple weeks. We're going to talk all about it. Make sure you tune in to Match Play with Ray Adams television show. And I want to thank Finn Scooters for being a sponsor, Red Numbers Coffee Company, and my goodness, the T-Clip at tclip.com. Just some quick mentions there for them. Bob, I know you've got a very unique nugget for us tonight. Let's get that in before I move on to my next guest.
Ray, real quickly, I'm trying to condense this as much as I can with the time. Hal Sutton now has something in common with Mark Twain. How is that? PGA Magazine this month listed Hal among the association's dearly departed in its March obituaries. Hal is alive and well, nearing completion of his latest design, the Darmore Club west of Houston. Well, in 1897, Twain was contacted by a journalist asking whether or not he was alive. He was, in fact, alive, and he said, the report of my death has been an exaggeration. I called Hal today and talked to him for a minute, Ray, and he said, yes, it was a colossal mistake, but one thing he did say is, I'm grateful for life, and I have friends that care. Hal Sutton, very much alive, PGA Magazine, egg on the face.
Well, there you go. Now, Hal Sutton is one of my favorite golfers of all time. Be the right ball today. Isn't that it, Craig? Be the right ball today. And you can never, ever take that away. Hal Sutton, what a great player. Dr. Bob, I'm going to go ahead and task you, call him back, tee him up. Let's get him on the show. He and I have been in touch. I have his phone number. But let's tee him up and let's get him on the show. What a great guy.
All right.
Love to have him on this Saturday or next week or whenever he can do it. You tee him up and let's do that. All right, Mr. Craig Renshaw, I'm going to give you the final word on this Players' Championship. How did the PGA Tour do overall? If you're going to give them a 1 to 5 as far as the broadcast, the analysis, some of the silliness that we heard during the broadcasting. I know over on ESPN they were talking about Fluff and how he's still working, the famous caddy, and, just some crazy stuff throughout the week and weekend. But overall, what do you give the PGA Tour for their signature event, which is a signature and elevated event, and nothing more than that? What do you make of it?
Well, I would probably sit there and say I think it's a 3 out of 5. For everything that I could say is a positive, I don't know that the PGA Tour had anything to do with it. You had perfect weather. You had good playing by Scotty Scheffler. You had intriguing Wyndham Clark. You had Xander Schauffele playing well. You had all that. But you had not all the best players there. They want to consider it a 5th major. Well, a lot of the other players that aren't there are playing in the major. So if you want to be a 5th major, maybe you want all the best players. With the television cast, I don't think they do a very good job. As I was texting you as far as what they're talking about, I don't like the idea of the television broadcast that they do these feature groups. We had Rory and, I can't even think of who the other player was. CT Pan.
What were they griping around about how much money Rory is losing by not playing well?
They were talking about how they're just, and it's just the way that television cast is, and it's great that you get to see the whole golf course, but to see two players play very, very poorly when there's so much going on, and I understand why they're doing it, that looks bad on the tour. And to me, that's not the way that needs to be broadcast. Andy North did some great stuff as far as he was following that group and what he talked about, but it's an average thing, the 50th year, the way that is broadcast. Once again, I just don't see the tour doing a whole lot of great things right now, right?
Well, I looked it up over the weekend, and PGA Tour golf is down. Now, there's a lot of different ways to look at it, and there's a lot of different polls and reports and all that. But the PGA Tour is down in viewership by around 6%. I don't know what this Players' Championship garnered as far as viewership, but we know, and everybody has known, that, things are, not what they were. Let's leave it at that. All right, we'll be back with you on Saturday morning. Dr. Bob and Mr. Craig Renshaw. Say hi to everybody out at Springfield. And Willie Dart from Canyon Mesa Country Club says hello to everybody. So lots going on, and we're moving right now to VacayModeTravels.com with Alden Holowinski. And we've got a very special topic for the next 8 or 10 minutes. Alden, welcome to the show. How you doing, buddy?
Doing well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Well, we had an elongated segment there. I wanted to get you on a few minutes earlier, but it's the Players' Championship. We had a couple very special guests, so thank you for your patience and waiting. But Alden, I've got to go right to it. You're our vacation and our travel segment sponsor at GoVacayModeTravels.com. And you've got a very special segment to bring us here for the next few minutes, and I'm going to tee it off by saying I was married in Mexico. Now, we don't have time for me to go into the hour-long story about how and when and why, but you all tee up some unbelievable vacations and some destinations for a lot of different reasons that people travel. One of them is to go places and get married, and one of the most favorite places to go is Mexico. But getting married in Mexico has a few little twists and turns to it. Tell me about it. What about getting married? If you want to go to Mexico and get married, what about it?
Sure. Well, just a little background. Sarah and I are certified travel advisors and destination wedding honeymoon specialists, and the demand for travel has only increased, and that includes destination weddings. You're seeing them grow and grow, and certain international weddings do have certain requirements. There are requirements for any destination, but there are some specific to Mexico. Just to go through a few of them, you're going to need your passports, original birth certificates that are stamped. If you've been previously married, you'll need documentation of that. Name change, you'll have a residency period where you have to arrive on site a certain amount of time before your wedding day. You don't want to be showing up day of. That's not ideal. If you're going somewhere that's a different language, you want to have documents that are translated to that, and, of course, witnesses as well. If you've been divorced in the last 12 months, it can be surprisingly difficult to get married in Mexico. Same-sex marriages offer a few hoops to jump as well, which is why you want to work with somebody like us. It's our specialty. It's what we do. We love getting people prepared, but prepared right for their special day.
Well, I know the paperwork is sometimes a little bit insurmountable, but anymore I think it's doable. Now, I was married there nearly 10 years ago, and I think it was a little bit different then. All I know is I had to come with just a suitcase full of documents, and then we went through all of the translations and all of the documentation that we went through with the Justice of the Peace. She was a wonderful, wonderful young lady who was a lawyer, and we got married in a gazebo near the town center, which was near the beach. And it was an amazing event, unforgettable, memories forever. And because it started raining a little bit, we moved into the gazebo, and the bomberos, meaning the fire department people, those firefighters, actually came into the city building, and moved everything out into the gazebo over by the ocean. They were happy to do it. They were so nice, nicest people on the planet, and we loved getting married there. But I do know that after we got married, in order to get it all certified and estoppel and all that, what it's called, we ended up going to the state capitol, and we had to go into a government building to get all of those papers so we could bring them back to the USA. Is that still true?
That is still true, yeah. And it just depends on the local courthouse, what they require depending on the state that you are in. That is still true. One thing I do want to mention, if anyone is considering it, the way to bypass that, I know you may not have had that option, but is to get married locally at your local courthouse. You can do two types of destination weddings. One that's symbolic, where you are married, locally in town, and everyone comes and celebrates, or you have a legally binding marriage, which is what it sounds like you did, actually got married on site.
We did. Now, all over Mexico, where are the favorite places that you are helping people go for their wedding ceremony to have a wonderful destination wedding in Mexico? Where are you taking people? Or where they want to go?
There are a lot of options. There's a huge catalog in Mexico to choose from, but a lot of it is Riviera Maya, from Tulum all the way up to Isla Mujeres. Beautiful coastline, weather's great, beautiful resorts, all-inclusive options. We just came from San Jose del Cabo, which is more outside of Cabo, not as spring break-ish, from a resort there. Beautiful blue water. I was really surprised about that. Great landscape, and a lot of wedding options to choose from there. So really both from coast to coast, there's plenty to choose from with Mexico.
You guys are certified destination wedding and honeymoon specialists, and if you use their expertise, folks, you're going to save time, you're going to save money. They'll take you to the Virgin Islands, French Polynesia, St. Lucia, Mexico, the Caribbean, Hawaii, Europe. They'll also take you to anywhere in the world you want to go. Anywhere in the world you want to go. Alden, where is one of your favorite places that you've helped a couple or a family go vacation?
It was the Virgin Islands. This one kind of sticks out because this was, not only was it a beautiful destination, it was all-inclusive, classic fun in the sun, but it came for a family that hadn't vacationed in over 5 years, and you could just hear it in their voice, they more than needed the vacation. So that one really sticks out. We've been sending people to that same spot ever since. It checks off all the boxes. Great food, great landscape, beach therapy. I can attest, can't go wrong with it.
All right, you're listening to Alden Holowinski. He and his wife Sarah are certified planners. They're just not travel agents. Alden, you're different. You have a meeting with the person or the couple or the family that wants to travel somewhere. For example, when I was going to cover the Rome Ryder Cup last fall, if I would have known that Sarah and Alden were doing this, and they've since become our travel sponsors and our travel experts, I can't begin to tell you the amount of time and money that they would have saved me had I known that they were doing this. And I want you to tell the folks again, why are you different and what do you do? You've got 15 seconds.
Sure. Well, where we're different, so many people go to, on average, 9 different websites to plan their travel. We are a all-inclusive travel agency, full service. We will help you with flights, accommodations, excursions, transfers. It is our goal for you to have a seamless vacation. The last thing you want to be doing when you're away from work is working on your vacation.
There it is. Alden Holowinski from GoVacayModeTravels.com. Make sure you get to that website. We'll be back with you